Young age, the personality trait which I believe one should have is to believe in yourself, okay, and to be true to yourself. I think these are two things which, at a very young age, if one develops, it's a very good thing which will help them in future. In an early age, since you said in an early age, basically it will be a lot of help that is required from your elders at home, from your parents, basically, because a lot of values and culture, that is behavioral traits that we inherit or we see and we replicate it from our elders or our parents. So parents play a very important role in a very early age. How are you doing?
Good, good. I'm doing good as well. Thank you for asking. Nikita, we usually say that, a person's personality develops the most when you are young. What would, in your opinion, be the most important personality trait that one should learn from a very young age?
From a very young age, the personality trait which I believe one should have is to believe in yourself, okay, and to be true to yourself. I think these are two things which, at a very young age, if one develops, it's a very good thing which will help them in future.
Right. And how can they develop this trait? If you are a parent, how do you help your kid to develop such trait?
Yeah, I was just about to say, in an early age, since you said in an early age, basically it will be a lot of help that is required from your elders at home, from your parents, basically, because a lot of values and culture, that is behavioral traits that we inherit or we see and we replicate it from our elders or our parents. So parents play a very important role in a very early age. And yes, later on, once you are able to decide for yourself and you start growing up and you're mature enough, then I certainly feel that believing in yourself will come with a lot of your thoughts. Okay, you need to be very expressive. You have to speak what is there in your mind, unless not to that extent that it is hurting somebody. It will matter a lot on your peer group, on the colleagues that you are maintaining or you have. So a lot of things that will involve, which will help you believe in yourself.
Wonderful, wonderful. So these are very important points, because when one is young, not a lot of parents know what to do, and then it's always like that. It is my mistake that my kid developed like this. So a lot of parents can take tips from that. uh,
Yeah.
and it is very difficult to you are an image consultant, and it is very difficult to make someone believe in themselves. So how do you do this? How do you make others believe in themselves?
See, making others believe in themselves is you will have to walk the talk, basically. Making believe in themselves is the way they are going to interact with you, interact with other people. So a lot of these things, while we said that this personality trait comes from from your childhood and while you are growing up, believing in yourself can be helped with a lot of talking, with a lot of expressiveness. You will have to speak what is going on in your mind. There are times where you would fail, there are times where there would be a lot of ups and downs in your life. But what I would always say is that don't give up. You need to believe in yourself. You need to show everybody that you can do it, especially to yourself, and stand up all over again. Like they say, life can put you down many times, but it's all you have to do is that stand up again and go ahead.
True, true, very true. Because there are people who have given up on life and they cannot just come back. And like, no matter what you do, even as a friend, you cannot bring them back up. So people can take tips from this, that how to bring, if you have somebody in your family who is going through something like that, then Nikita is the person to talk.
Sure.
uh, you, as I said before, that you are an image management consultant. What are the effects? And you have taken sessions with corporate firms as well. So what are the effects of image management and soft skill training? methodology on employee performance?
There are a lot of, earlier there were a lot of classroom sessions that happened. So something which is done together for all. So there are quite a bit of sessions. So at the macro level, I would suggest that classroom sessions where we have all of the employees together. Like today, because of the lockdown, we have a lot of webinars wherein there are so many people logged in at the same time. So there would be a lot of concepts of soft skills and image management at a macro level that can be implicated or, given to people of different behavioral traits or different styles. But however, a lot will depend on a one-on-one. So I feel organizations would have to now think about how one-on-one image management can be inculcated to their employees on a one-on-one basis, wherein the productivity of each of the employee would be different depending on each person. There would be there will have to be a lot of focus, planning. There would be a lot of proper utilization of time that will have to be done. So if this is done and managed by the organization, I think there would be a lot of improvement that would be seen in their output. And I'm sure they would be able to sustain a lot of their employees, and it will be appreciated by everyone, either sides, the employees as well as the employers.
When you were doing such sessions, is there an incident that happened wherein you were doing the session and afterwards the company came back to you and said that, yes, this worked out for us?
So there are a lot of things that we say that it is, so the image management is a lot wherein it's like the cycle that we say that how you think is how you would, how you would present yourself in front of others. And that's when how others will perceive you in the same manner. So it's all about creating perceptions, and that is when you will perceive yourself rightly. So image management is all about first you thinking right about yourself and you presenting yourself correctly to others. That's when others will also accept you positively. So there have been a lot of instances wherein organizations have seen these changes after these sessions.
Wow, wonderful. And any particular session that you remember which was very interesting for you?
So I had one of the very initial sessions. So I was with the corporate industry in the telecom industry for good 14 years. And I would say remember in the sense it's a memorable and something very close to my heart. That is my first image session that I did was for my ex company where I was working. So actually working with your own colleagues and then standing on the opposite side, training them to something new or sharing some new knowledge with them. I think that is something which is very close to my heart, and I think that is something it's very memorable. I would never forget that session of mine.
Right. No, like, yes, because somewhere you are friends and then you are a mentor and now you are a mentor. So that is a very different feeling, I'm sure.
Yes.
So this is a very confusing question for many. If you could answer us, is the distribution of personality trait between men and women universal or not?
I feel universal with maybe some exceptions, because a lot of you would say a lot of personality traits are there in everybody, men as well as women, but the percentage could differ, and a lot of these things also depend upon the demographics, basically where you are, from the culture that you are, from the social, the social background that you are in, and as well as cultural background. So yes, I would say it's universal.
It is universal. And are there any traits that like very stereotypical trait which are not true for both the genders? Any one example?
I think being emotional, positively emotional. So they say women are the only ones who can actually show their emotions, but I think it's not true. There are a lot of men also, and I think yes, I would say that it could be a little higher in women, but like it is perceived by everybody, and it's like a myth or a stereotype that men don't have emotions. But I would say no. In fact, nowadays you see that women are stronger. So I don't see that. In fact, in the near future, I see it would be a 50-50% chance that this trait would be there in men as well as in women.
I am looking at a strong woman sitting right in front of me. I mean, on my screen. But
Thank
yes.
you. Thank you so much, Tasneem.
No, we should meet sometime. Honestly, it would be fun to meet you one on one rather than on the screen.
Definitely, Tasneem. So I'm just waiting when I'll be out and waiting for this lockdown really to get over. I hope things get back to normal. I know there is a new normal that is going to come in, but yes, meeting people again, stepping out of your homes is something that could happen in a little bit, where you'll have to be careful. But yes, sooner or later, even I'm waiting that I need to get out of the house and would be coming and meeting you and the entire Mythical Run team.
Yes, we are waiting for this for the seminar that you are going to do with us. So
Yes,
excited for
yes.
that. And according to you, what is the future scope in styling and image management?
There is a lot of scope, Tasneem. In fact, I would say earlier there were where we were doing sessions, we were doing one-on-ones with our clients, wherein you were able to present yourself directly to somebody. So your entire image management and soft skills were depending on when you're going to meet somebody on one-on-one basis. Okay. For example, interviews wherein you used to actually go to an organization, meet the HR, meet the operations people, and give in your interview. But now the scope is very different for us because so I'll tell you something. Some of my family members came back asking me, "अब तो तेरा क्या होगा ये image management? अब तो कोई बाहर ही नहीं जा रहा."
Oh my God.
I told them कि अब तो काम ज्यादा बढ़ने वाला है. Imagine you had an opportunity to present yourself one on one meeting somebody, and now you have to present yourself in like just a 8 by 5 screen, and you have to impress that person. Like even cracking an interview is now happening over webinars, okay, over meetings, online meetings. How will you be able to impress somebody in a window of just say 8 by 5? So I would say there's a lot of future for image consultants because we know the way there are a lot of sessions which are already there are image consultants and soft skill trainers who are taking, wherein how you can present yourself positively on a laptop or a computer screen, or for that matter even on a phone screen. So that is so there is future, and nevertheless one day we are all going to step back out again, so we get back to the old normal again. So scope is a lot.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you the same, that how are you coping with the pandemic? Because you are an image consultant and you are used to giving this physical lessons to people so that they can go out and perform them. But then how are you doing right now?
I won't deny the fact or shy from saying it that I was a little skeptical and I was a little scared when this thing happened. I think it happened. It was the same feeling, a mutual feeling with everybody. Second, not everybody is comfortable, suddenly going online and start training or talking or even having a meeting.
Right.
I also had this doubt about myself, and I said it's just not possible. I'm so comfortable going and talking to people, meeting them face to face. If there are questions, looking at them, and suddenly now you'll be on a screen, and how will you present yourself? How the connect will be? But nevertheless, I think this pandemic has taught us a lot many things. I think we have overcome a lot of many fears. I have overcome a lot many fears. And yes, at the end of 3 months, I am very comfortable doing this chat with you online on this just laptop screen.
But there is also this one conception of cheating, because I don't know, as an image consultant, but as a company person, they would always feel like maybe there is somebody who is guiding you behind the screen. So how can people assure the company when they are this is my feelings, this is what I am feeling? How can a person do that?
So, on a lighter note, Tasneem, there have been a lot of videos that have been floated in this entire lockdown, where and very hilarious ones also, wherein the video was either on or the child has been doing. But one thing, there was one, I think, a forward message that came in, stating that you are working from home. So I like that message a lot. When people from home go to an organization or their company or a family member, there are certain rules that we follow. Okay, so when we get into the reception area and suddenly somebody tells you ki aiste baat karo and all that, and then when you go inside where people are working, you don't talk loudly, and then you go and meet. So maybe a child or your wife is going and meeting her husband or the father or something like that. So there are certain etiquette and rules that you follow while you are going in an organization. Like the family goes to meet the family member in the organization. Vice versa, today, if your office is coming home, so there are certain things which the organization will also have to compromise on. Please don't expect suddenly that children of age, 2 say like 10 tak, that there is a meeting going on and suddenly they will not show up. So you will have to give those kind of leverages. You will have to give those kind of that kind of what do you say, space to people at home. There are so many elderly people. What if there is no space wherein you would be in probably say a living room taking this call? You think somebody will come at the door and it's just difficult to open the door. So there have to be certain adjustments which even the organization will have to face. Regarding what you said, that what about cheating and integrity issue, wherein who is there on the opposite side of the screen if the screen is shut down, then I would say let's go back to our question number one that you asked. What is the important personality trait that one should have, at a very younger age? So being true to yourself, which I said, that nothing can be done, Tasneem. That one will have to take the responsibility and owners of yourself. Second, if there is any integrity issue that the company faces, then the consequences also will have to be faced by the person or the individual.
Agreed. Totally agreed with that. I mean, you can lie today, but then what about tomorrow? Right.
Absolutely.
In the beginning, I introduced your work with UX. So tell us more about your initiative UX and what do you do in that?
Okay. So when I started Wow for Wow, that is in 2015, I never thought that UX would happen. Although yes, it would definitely happen in a very different form, but UX especially. So there are two things behind this. One, if you see the word UX, the meaning of it is image.
Yes.
That is perfection. So image. So one is that. Second is something which is very close to my heart, something which is very personal. So I lost my younger brother in 2016 in a car crash, and his name is Akhil. So that's when Ux is something which I thought of starting in his memory. So there are two things to it. Ux is the short form of his name Akhil, and Ux also means image. So together, I thought that this is something that I would like to dedicate to himself. So any work that is being done by Wow for Wow, which is for any NGO or non-profit organization, would come under Ux. So the first session that I had with students of an NGO was on my younger brother's first death anniversary, that is 5th September 2017. So it was a session on how to create a positive first impression to students of an NGO who were passing out and getting into the college. So how they could from passing out from school and then presenting themselves into college was something that I kind of shared some tips on that. So that was the first session that was conducted under UX.
Beautiful. I didn't know. I was actually going to ask you, how did you come up with UX? But now that I know why, like, this is such a beautiful way of paying a homage to somebody you love, and they can stay with you forever in UX. And I'm sure he's really proud of you.
Yeah, definitely.
So there are a lot of misconceptions about every field. What is this one common myth about your profession that you want to debunk?
So about image management, I would say the myth that is about it is that it is all only about appearance, about just dressing up glamorously and presenting yourself, but that is not what it is. It is okay, but there is an A B C D E of image management. So people are just thinking it's only about the A, that is appearance, but there is a lot more than that. That is, it's lot to do with your behavior. It's lot to do with communication of person. It's currently the digital footprint that people are creating on social media, and it is a lot of etiquette factor also that comes into place. So it's like a whole kind of a package. Along with it, so people think it's only about outer image, but it is a lot to do with inner image. So it is a lot to do with your self-confidence, your self-esteem, your behavioral patterns. So this is a myth that normally is going on, but there are a lot of consultants today, including me, that in fact I am concentrating more on self-image. Then we can go on to say body image or the outer image that we say. It is because it's like I said earlier, the image cycle is all about how you feel. That's when, if you feel positive, if you feel good, that's when the way you feel, you will dress up and you'll present yourself. And that's when you'll be able to present yourself positively to others. And that's when people will perceive you positively and the way you are. Else, if there is a lot of negativity or if there's a lot of self-doubt, then your presentation is not going to be there. Take a simple example that if you are not well, okay, if you're working somewhere, the day you're not well, do you dress up to your best and you will go to office? No, because you're not feeling good, so you normally just pick up something which is just comfortable and you go to work without you telling anybody. Also, the moment you go and sit on the desk, the first colleague that will pass on there will touch you and tell, "Arey kya hua, theek nahi lag raha." How do you think that they understand? Aapne to abhi tak muh bhi nahi khola. You have not even said a word, but they say. So that is because the way you're presenting yourself. Normally, the way you are, you're bubbly. It shows in the way you're dressed up, the clothes that you're wearing, the way you're talking, the way you're presenting yourself. And suddenly, when you're not well, it all goes the other way. So it is very important that inside you need to be your best. You need to feel good. Your self-confidence, your self-esteem should always be on the top. You should feel good about yourself. That's when you'll be able to portray yourself positively and at your best, and people will love you the way you want to show them you are.
Agreed, totally agreed. But there are these there are few people that who are very quiet, and there is this new hip culture going around, that is that if you are rich, you dress up poorly, and the people who are trying to impress people dress up properly, like poshly. So what do you have to say about that?
No, I don't think there's anything of that sort. And how will you define rich, or would you define poor? Okay, because I don't think that you can present yourself at your best only if you're wearing expensive clothes or expensive shoes or expensive accessories. It's not like that. No? There are times when you can present yourself beautifully where you are wearing something which is very affordable also. So I don't think, again, this would be a myth that there's nothing of that sort that the poor are presenting themselves rich and vice versa. No. See, a person who would want to present himself or herself positively in front of others will do it any ways that he or she is comfortable in, and it is not always to do it. In fact, image management clearly tells you that it is not presenting yourself positively or to your best is not by spending money, or is not by wearing something which is expensive. In fact, it needs to be more attractive, authentic. It needs to be more affordable. So it goes on these lines. It has nothing to do with expensive clothing or expensive accessories or shoes. Nothing of that sort.
Right. And I also wanted to ask you this. How did you come in this profession? Because I think you came into image consulting 4 years back, if I'm not wrong.
Yes. So 2015, I got enrolled myself into this course, and since 2016 that I'm into this. So I actually have a background which is very creative. Right after my 12th, I have done an entire diploma in fashion designing and another diploma in textile designing, and so my entire thought process is more onto the creative side. But yes, certain what do you say, requirements at a certain age, and then you feel that no, you want to be fast paced. So the creative industry, I feel sometimes you need to give yourself some time to prove yourself, to showcase your creativity to the world, to people outside. And back those days, so I'm like going nearly 25 years ago, we didn't have all this. The online media and everything was not available. So it was all, so as a fashion and a textile designer, all I could do is either work with somebody, under somebody, or open up my own boutique. Opening up your own boutique or putting up exhibitions was not that easy at those times. So obviously, this didn't help me with fast money, and I saw all my friends from other professions who were really earning well and a lot of money. Then there's a time when you want to set, you want to get married, you want to settle. I had a lot of backing from my parents, but I have this inner thing into me that something post education that you want to do, which is related to your profession, is something that you need to do by yourself. So that's when, yes, those days, customer service and telecom was in its full-fledged boom. And I got through BPL mobile at those times, and I was into customer service. And yes, salary was great, and money kept coming in month on month, and it was good money. So obviously to settle, and then you need all of that. And that's my entire story of 14 years into telecom industry with a lot of different companies. So right from, started from BPL mobile and ended with Vodafone Cellular.
Yeah, and then finally we have you, who
Yeah,
is you
so
right now.
obviously, so this is something which was in the interim. Deep down inside, I knew I wanted to do something of my own. I wanted to do something on the creative side. So when I took a sabbatical for my daughter, who was just 9 years old at that time, that was 5 years ago, that's when I got interested into image management, which I found there was a lot of scope of creativity, of lot of scope of helping other people, and it interested me a lot. And I think I'm absolutely in the right place where I am now. So yes, 5 years down the lane, I'm just enjoying. It takes some time, but now I know how it works. So it's great. I'm enjoying what I'm doing now.
It's wonderful to see you enjoying something, because that is the thing we all do. So we all work because we enjoy it, and once you stop enjoying the work, it becomes work for you.
Yes.
We all have some regrets and want some cheat sheets in life. So what was one thing that you wished you had known when you began your career?
One thing that okay, so I would say I should have let you know that this corona whole thing is going to happen. I would have been more, because I think life has changed drastically after that. It's like a completely new thing happening, and yes, I would have been better prepared. On all fronts. I think emotional, professional, physical, everything, behavioral pattern, everything. So. And there was, as I said, I won't deny, there was a little bit of pause in the professional front also, because to understand how you would now plan your sessions, how confident you are in presenting yourself on a screen, laptop screen, rather than meeting people and developing that connect. So jokes aside, actually, I would really be very happy to know that someday that this corona is going to happen at the start of my career. So I would have been better prepared and been ahead of times, I would say.
Yeah, so like you would have planned 4 or 5 years ago. Okay, yes, let
Next दो तीन साल में हमको webinars ही करने हैं, so let's get prepared, kind of a thing.
yeah, let's hire team, वैसे ही करेंगे सब कुछ. I guess nobody was prepared and everyone had to just adapt. I guess that is also one of your things, right? You teach people to adapt to something that they are not comfortable with, and
Yes.
And to go on with life with that. So I guess we all we all are going through the same thing with this corona. Hopefully, God will bless us and everything will go back to normal.
Soon.
Okay. So, are there any advice that you want to give to our viewers to join, who want to join the same field of work as yours?
I'm sorry, Tasneem, I'm not able to hear you clearly.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes.
I was just asking, is there any advice for our viewers who would want to join the same field of work as yours?
Yes, definitely. While this course started, while this entire profession has come into India 10 years ago, I would say from my end also, I was late 5 years. I wish I would have known about this 10 years ago and I would have got into it then. A lot of conception or perception, I would say, was about this profession was it is only for women, and it is only for women who would want to start a second career. Nevertheless, it is, but now I suggest that image management is something that can be taken up at a very early age. Like how after my 12th, I did fashion and textiles. I would, in fact, suggest a lot of students who would do this as early as possible. So there are two sides of this profession. One is whatever you're learning, the knowledge can be applied on your own self, which is definitely going to help you throughout your life. Second, and if sharing this knowledge with others, what more would you be doing? It's such a wonderful thing of helping people grow, having a positive, self image, a body image, a self outer self, a positive outer self, inner self. There's so many aspects to this wherein you are just bringing out the positive traits of a person, yourself as well as a person. So I think earlier in age is better, and it is nothing to do that only women or ladies or girls have to do this. I think this is something which even men can pursue this profession, and it is excellent. In fact, there are a lot of women who are getting into image management for men, because there are a lot of men also who are interested in knowing how they can present themselves, especially in corporates. There are a lot of high management also who are looking into this. So I would suggest that it's a wonderful course. It's a wonderful profession. There are a lot of areas where you can, establish yourself in this profession. And earlier the better. I think you don't have to take it up only as a second, second career or a post sabbatical or something like that. It can be done really much before that.
I thought that there were more men in your profession, because as you said, you do corporates, and I'm not going to be very centric about this view, but let's face the fact that yes, there are more men in corporate compared to the ratio. Now we are seeing that yes, the ratio of women is also increasing, but then there are more men workers than compared to females. So I thought that there might be more of male consultants.
No, there are more of female consultants than male consultants, but we do have male consultants also. And image management, Tasneem, is not restricted only to corporates. In fact, I help and I like to do a lot of image management session for homemakers. I love doing it because they are the ones who, after a certain age, become very low on self-esteem and self-confidence. Okay, just because they feel that I've been so stuck up with home and family and all of this, and then they start feeling that I couldn't do anything in life. And
Right.
second, because of living at home and for all the kind of the lifestyle that they're having, they are not exposed much, or the interest. It's again how you're going to feel is how you're going to kind of present yourself in front of others. Most of the women you see, those who are into Western clothing, you'll see anywhere and everywhere they are just into jeans and t-shirt. If they are into Indian clothing, they'll be only into salwar kameezes. There are very small things that you can tweak in your dupatta or say your accessories, and you can present yourself differently at different places. Like a woman, if I feel she will be the same at home, she will be same in a bazaar, and she'll be same in a child's school also. The way she's presenting herself, and then that's when the whole self-confidence and self-esteem after a certain age starts going down. There are a lot of kids, I would say. Like I said earlier, the better. So image management, as I said, the ABCD of it, the behavioral communication, digital footprint, etiquette, something which is so important for kids now. Why wait till you go into a corporate, or why wait till you get married and you become 40 and then you start going down on your self-esteem? So image management is, I think, for all age groups, and it is over all segments. So it is nothing to do only with corporate.
Right. So that also got solved in a myth. How can our viewers get in touch with you and to get to know more about you?
Yeah, so you can, the most easiest way is you can get in touch with me. You can message me on my Facebook page, that is Wow for Wow. I'm also there on Insta under Nike Sang underscore Wow for Wow. So these are the two places on social media. I'm there as Nikita Sankeshwar Korde on LinkedIn also. Any of the social media handles, you can just message or ping me, and you can anytime get in touch with me. And yes, my website Wow for Wow is also on available. So there are these places where you can definitely get in touch with.
Thank you. But you are also the president of IMPA, and I really wanted you to talk about that. So can you just like give us a brief about what IMPA is?
Yes. So IMPA, that is Image Management Professional Association. That is an association of image consultants and soft skill trainers all over India and the Middle East. So I'm the president. So there are about 13 chapters all over India and Middle East, and I'm the president for Pune chapter. Every city has a chapter on its own, and it is all about helping your community grow. And at the same time, so this is a non-profit organization, so it is something about giving your services to people who really need it. So it is all about CSR activities. It is about helping the NGOs in whichever way that as a community can help them grow. So as a Pune chapter and all over India, different chapters, there are a lot of things that we do wherein we can. So there are a lot of pro bonos that we do for people. There are a lot of retreats and events, free retreats and events that we held for women, dressing themselves right. We do a lot of CSR activities. We tie up with NGOs and we give our services over there. So IMPA is a non-profit organization. It's a community of image consultants and soft skill trainers. So we help our community also grow as well as help people who need us outside.
Wonderful. You are doing so many things. It inspires other people who are watching us as well. Thank you so much for being with us here today. Unfortunately, it's like we have gone more than our time limit. But then, since you were you were so inspiring, I just let you keep going because even I wanted to hear more about.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Tasneem, and thank you, Mitti Ke Rang, for this opportunity. Thank you, Amit. It's been a while that you have met. I've been seeing all your posts that you have been traveling, and I'm glad that you're back in Pune. I'm just hoping that this pandemic and this lockdown comes to an end soon, so we all can get together and personally meet up and have a great session. Thank you so much, Tasneem, for this.
Thank you. The pleasure was ours, honestly, to have you with us.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So with that, we'll end the session for today. Should I end the meeting now?
Yeah. Thank you, Tasneem.
Thank you. Bye.
Most welcome. Bye.